Hello everyone, especially grade 6 students. This is our third asynchronous period. We are going to study and revise some vocabulary from Unit 7, 8, and 9. So with no further ado, let's get started. We are going to start with Unit 7, your student's book, page 59, Science Data. We have the first word. Let's read this example. The water cycle is the journey water takes as it circulates from the land to the sky and back again. Circulate, which means go around. Okay, the water or the sun heats water, then water turns into vapor. Vapor goes up to the sky when the wind when the wind comes and move the sky, move the clouds, sorry, move the clouds. The clouds move to another place. Then it goes back to the earth as rain. Okay, so this is the water cycle. Next, water cycle. We have the second word, experiment. 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 Okay. The scientist works in a lab and he does experiments. He does experiments. He does experiments to discover something new, to find a cure for something, and so on. So this is the experiment. And of course, in his experiment, he used chemicals. Okay, he add chemicals to each other in order to make something new. Okay, so experiment. After doing the experiment, the scientist writes down the result of the experiment. Result. Result. What do you mean by result? What he had found. What he found. The result. Okay. We have another word. Let's read the example. The temperature. The temperature is very high. We have the word temperature. Now the temperature is high. Now the temperature is very low. Look at the thermometer here, or this thing. It's low. Okay, so we have the word temperature. Temperature. Today the temperature is 41, for example. Temperature. It's hot. But yesterday at night it was 20, or it was just 10, so it's cold. Okay, we have the word degree. Degree. The degree of the temperature is very high. This is the degree. Here the degree is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. Okay, the temperature is 52 degrees today. It's very hot. Okay, we have another one. Okay, we are done with this word degree. Let's read this example. The nurse used thermometer to measure the temperature. Measure. We can measure the temperature by using a thermometer. Thermometer. So we are measuring the temperature. Okay. And here is another picture that shows how or what do you mean by the verb measure. Measure. Okay. We also have another verb here. She is heating the water. Heating. We have the verb heat. Heat. What do you mean by heat? By putting something on fire, for example, on fire. So we are heating it. Okay. We have the verb heat. Another verb. A fan blows cool air. A fan blows cool air. Here, the fan is blowing cool air. Okay. So here we have these words for Unit 7, water cycle, experiment, heat, blow, result, degree, and temperature. and the verb measure, of course. Okay, of course, you have to revise these words again and try to put them in other examples. The girl has a big mirror. Mirror. We have mirrors in our home, all of us. You stand in front of that mirror so you can see yourself. The mirror reflects your face, your body. The mirror reflects things. Okay, mirror. Okay, the mirror reflects the girl's image. Reflect. If you stand in front of a mirror, you will find yourself in front of you. Okay, it reflects your image. Okay, we stand this one, and we have this one. The mirror here is reflecting this kid image. Okay, I'm done with this one. Straight lines are drawn. Straight lines are drawn. We have here the word straight. 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 This word means walking in a straight way. No right, no left, just straight. As ruler. The car is, or the cars here are moving straight, straight. Not left, not right, just straight. Okay. So for this lesson, we have only three words: mirror, reflect, and straight. Okay. If you find the GH in the middle of the word, don't pronounce it. Just straight, skip them straight. Okay. We have the third lesson, which talks about oil. Let's read the example. Cars and planes need petrol to move. Need petrol. Petrol? What do you mean by petrol? Petrol is that black, no, not black liquid, white liquid, yes, that we use in our cars to move. We put petrol in our cars in order to move. And we take petrol from oil. Okay, so cars cars need petrol to move. We can't move our cars without petrol, without putting petrol inside it. Okay, this one. Here, oil is put into pipelines to send it to the factory. Okay, when scientists locate oil and take it out of the air, they move it to the factory through using pipelines. Okay, so these are the pipelines. These are the pipelines, as you can see in the picture. Yeah, pipeline. Okay, then oil is carried by oil tankers. Tanker. What do you mean by tanker? The tanker, or any tanker, take the oil from the factory to the other countries. So the tanker just move or just take the oil to send it to another place. Yeah. Okay. Those or these tankers export oil to many countries. What do you mean by export? Export. Export means taking this thing, whatever it is, from this or from the country to another country, from a country to another country. So they are exporting it. The opposite of the word or of the verb export is import. 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 What what do you mean by import? Bringing something from other country to our country. So we are importing it. We are importing it. Okay. For example, here in Kuwait, we don't produce iPhone. We don't produce iPhone, so we import it from the USA, for example. And Kuwait exports oil to the USA, to Europe, and so on. Okay. What does Kuwait export to many countries? The very famous thing that Kuwait export is oil. Is oil. Okay. Yeah, we have the verb export. So we have only four words here for this lesson: petrol, pipeline, export, and tanker. These are our words. Okay, now we are done with Unit 7. Now let's move to Unit 8, Science in Our Life. We are going to start with the first lesson. Your student's book, page 65. Let's read the examples in order to understand these words. We can't live without water. Of course, we can't live without water. We can live only for a week, just 7 days without water. But we can't live more than that without water because water is the secret of our life. Water is our life. Okay. Well, there are many sources of water. Yes, there are many sources of water in our world. We can find water in oceans, seas, rain, lakes, rivers, underground water in wells, and so on. So we have many different sources: seawater, pond, river, and so on, wells. So we are going to start with the first word, which is source. Source. So in Kuwait, the sea is the main source of water. Source. What do you mean by source? The source is the thing that or the place where we take the thing. Source. Source. Okay. We have another word here, which is contaminated. Contaminated. Contaminated equals dirty. Dirty, not clean. So it's contaminated. Okay. What could happen if you drink contaminated water or dirty water? What could happen? If he drinks, we mean this boy, this kid, if he drinks contaminated water, he will be sick. He might catch a fatal disease. Fatal, fatal. Or you can pronounce it as fatal. Fatal or fatal. Fatal means deadly, deadly, cause or leads to death. Cholera, for example, cholera is a fatal disease. Okay, it leads to death. Why is contaminated water fatal? Why? Because it contains or full of bacteria. Bacteria. What do you mean by bacteria? Bacteria are small or tiny creatures that we can't see with our own eyes. We need a microscope to see it. Bacteria, as you can see here in this picture. Bacteria. Okay, so how can scientists help poor people to drink clean water? What did they do? Fortunately, fortunately, they could help poor people. Fortunately means luckily, luckily. How did they help them? They helped them by inventing a great invention to help them drink clean water. Invent, invent. What do you mean by invent? Thinking of something and bringing it to the light. The first, or bringing it for the first time. Invent, invent. Okay. It's called a live straw. It's called a live straw. What do you mean by a live straw? This picture tells you or shows you the live straw. The live straw is like, a small version of the filter that we use in our home. This is a live straw. Okay. So how or what does it do? What does it do? It can purify water. It can purify, purify water. What do you mean by purify? Purify water means making water clean and pure. Clean and pure. Okay, how does it do that? Okay, simply, there are chemicals inside life straw. There are some chemicals What do these chemicals do? They clean water. They taking out any bacteria or any germs and give you clean, pure water so you can drink it. Okay, so we have the word chemical. Simply, how does it work? Simply put the bottom of the straw into water and just drink, as you can see in this picture. Okay, so the words or the new words for this lesson are bacteria, chemicals, fortunately, invent, purify, fatal, simply, contaminated, and source. Okay, let's move quickly to the second lesson. The world's climate is changing. Okay. Do you think the weather in this land is always rainy or sunny? Just look at the picture. The weather here is rainy. It rains all the day or the year, or sunny, just sunny. Is it dry or wet? We can see that it is completely dry. There is no water here. Okay, so many animals and plants died because of a long drought. Because of drought. Drought. As we said, GH in the middle of this the word, delete it, skip it. Drought, drought. Okay. Drought means no water. Okay. We have a question here. What will happen if it rains for a long time? What happens or what will happen if it rains for a long time? Of course, there will be flood, flood, flood when water or huge or massive amounts of water conquer a place or piece of land or you know a city, village. It destroys water here destroys everything. So flood, mass amount of water. Okay, there are many icebergs in the North Pole. There are many icebergs in the North Pole. Okay, we have in our world two poles, the North Pole and South Pole. Okay, you can find it here on the map. Also, there are many icebergs in the South Pole as well. Okay, you can find it here also on the map. Okay, so icebergs in the South Pole and North Pole could melt, okay, turns into water. And there could be more floods if these icebergs melt or glaciers. Okay, so floods, we have this example here. Floods happen when water uh, goes up. Okay, they destroy everything, as we said. Many people lose their homes because of flood. As you can see in this picture, water destroyed everything, just destroyed their homes. There's no life here. Lose, lose. Okay, why do you think those people are cross? Cross. Here, the adjective cross equals an adjective that all of us know, which is angry, furious. Cross means angry or furious. Cross, angry, very angry, not happy. Okay, we have also the word light bulb or light bulb. The light bulb is a great invention. This is the light bulb. We use it in our homes. Why is it a great invention? Because this special light bulb is energy saving. Energy saving. It saves energy. Okay, how does it save energy? It uses less electricity. It uses less electricity. It doesn't use too much electricity, just little. And of course, it lasts longer. Okay, So we have a question here. What should we do to save energy? The answer is just simple. You can save energy from your home, from your own room. Simply just put on, switch on lights when you need them and switch them off or put off those lights before leaving. Before leaving the house, your own room, or any place, just put them off, switch them off, cut the electricity. Okay, so we have some words here for this lesson, which are drought, flood, flood, energy saving, light bulb, south pole, north pole, cross, put off, on, and put off. Okay, let's move, or let's revise these words quickly. Okay, we have a question here. Filter is used to space water, reflect, purify, or invent. Yes, that's it. Purify, making it pure and clean. Okay, scientists should be careful when they mix what in the lab? Source, tankers, chemicals. So I can hear you. It's chemicals. Chemicals. Okay, the space of my exam is A plus. Of course, it's the result. Yes, the result. A lake is a main space of fresh water, tanker, petrol, degree, or source. Of course, a lake or any lake is a main source of clean water. Okay, now unit 9 and the last one, famous people. You can find it in your starting in your student's book, page 71. Let's start with our words. Today the interview is about what you want to study in the future after school. Interview. Interview. What do you mean by interview? Interview is a meeting. Yep. Is a meeting in which someone asks another one questions for a job or a program. So it's an interview. Okay. Simple conversation between two persons. What do you want to study at university? Okay. We can study various subjects at university, but here in this lesson we have two subjects, which are geography. Geography. And what do we mean by geography? What is geography? Geography is the study of the earth. It's geography. Okay, study of earth, land, world, countries, continents, and so on. Okay, geography. Now think of another subject. We have medicine, we have business, and we have math and algebra. So what do you mean by algebra? What is algebra? Algebra is math which uses letters and signs. You can find it here. High school students study algebra in their school. So we have only here in this lesson just three words: algebra, geography, and interview. Okay, no, we are not matching here. Okay, let's read this example. She was a bright child. We have the word bright. Bright. Bright means special. Yes, bright means special. Special. Okay. Extraordinary. Okay. We have another word here. Do you think that she studied science at university? University. We have the word university, and the university is the place that you can join after graduating from uh, grade 12. So you can join the university. Okay. Yes, of course. Here in Kuwait, we have a very famous university, and it's the American University of Kuwait. Okay, we have also this word physics. When you see P and H, P and H in the word, just pronounce them physics, physics. And of course, the father of physics and the most famous one of physics is Albert Einstein. Physics. What is physics? Physics is the study of heat and light and what they do to things. Heat and light, it's physics. Okay. And of course, we have physics in our life, in everything in our life. We have here another word, which is chemistry. Chemistry. Let's read this example. Would you like to study chemistry at university? Chemistry. Chemistry. Okay. And what do we mean by chemistry? Chemistry is the study of how things are made and how they work together. So it's chemistry. Chemistry. Okay. This great woman that our lesson is about, which she is, who is Marie Curie. Marie Curie. This great woman studied math and physics at university. Okay. Some chemicals may cause fatal disease. We have just studied this word, fatal and disease to chemicals. We studied them in Unit 8. Okay. These fatal diseases, such as cancer, cancer, cancer is a fatal disease. Okay. So why do people study chemistry? Chemistry is studied to cure diseases. Chemistry is studied to cure diseases. We have here the word or the verb cure. We can use cure as a verb and as a noun too. So it can be a verb and it can be a noun. Cure, cure means or equals treat, treat, cure and treat. Okay, doctors give ill people, sick people medicine. Why? They take medicine to cure them, to make them perfect, to treat them. Okay, so where do you think Marie Curie from? Where do you think she's from? She is Polish, from Poland. She's from Poland. Okay. It wasn't allowed for women to study at university in Poland at that time when Marie Curie was there. So what did she do? Okay, simple answer. She traveled to Paris to study there. Okay, traveling from country or from place to another means abroad. So she studied abroad. What do you mean by abroad? Outside of her country. Abroad, yep. Okay. What happened when she went there? She met a scientist there who is Pierre Curie at the university and they got married. Okay, we have here the word marry to become a husband and wife. So they get they got married. Okay, together they worked hard. She won a prize for physics. A prize. What do you mean by a prize? It equals a word, a prize. Okay. Yeah, prize, big prize. Also, she won another prize in or for chemistry, but she won it with her husband. She and her husband won a prize for chemistry. Mary worked hard all her life to help people and cure them. She worked hard. She worked hard to find a cure for cancer, but sadly, sadly, she died of cancer, another kind of cancer. Okay, so of course, this woman is Marie Curie. Let's remember our words: cancer, chemistry. We have cancer, chemistry, cure, Marie, physics, prize, sadly, hard, bright, and abroad. Okay, we have algebra, geography, and interview. Now let's practice quickly some sentences. Okay, the first one, choose the correct answer. Scientists do their space in the science lab. Scientists do degrees in the lab, pipelines, bacteria, or experiments. That's right. Experiments, I can hear you. Okay, thank you. Now think of the other one. Number two, we use the thermometer to measure what? Temperature, source, light bulb, or chemistry. We use the thermometer to measure. Yes, you are right. The temperature. That's right. Now think of number three. If you need to space your temperature, you can use a thermometer. If you want to do what? Reflect your temperature. Make no sense. Measure, put on, cure. Yes, that's right. Measure. Number four, Kuwait is a rich country. It spaces 2 million barrels of oil every day. Purifies? No, purifies only comes with uh, live straw or filters. Reflect comes with mirror. Puts off comes with lights. So we have exports. Exports. Okay, let's move to the other page quickly. We are running out of time. Space are very tiny living things. Tiny. What do you mean by tiny? Very, very small. Tiny living things that cannot be seen by our eyes. What are these things? Experiments? No, we can see them. We can make them. Chemicals? We can see chemicals. Bacteria or brides? We can see brides, but we can't see bacteria. That's right. If you want to be fit, space, follow a healthy lifestyle. Simply, approximately, sadly, fortunately, yes, simply follow a healthy lifestyle. There are two space of energy in our planet, on our planet. There are two tankers of energy, sources, floods of energy, weird mirrors. We have sources. That's right. Okay. Thomas Edison invented the bacteria, algebra, light bulb, or physics. I can hear you. Light bulb. That's right. Number nine, when you go to bed, always remember to space all lights. Put on when you go to bed. You are going to sleep now. So you are put on the light, switch on all the lights. No. Put off. Yes, that's it. Put off. I can't purify lights. I can't reflect lights. Put on. Switch. Put off. Sorry. Switch off. Number 10, to save energy, you need two space lights that you only need. To save energy, you need two what? Lights. Put on. Put on lights that you only need. Don't put on all the lights, just lights that you need. Okay. I need you to answer this exercise. You are going to fill in the space with the correct word. You are just capture um, this image, screenshot it. I need you to answer it, and I'm going to send you a link in our group in Telegram. Yes, you are going to send me the answer that you did. Think well, study the words again, and inshallah, I'm going to see you next time. Thank you for your listening, and thank you for your time. See you next week. Goodbye.